I think we have so many positions that we need to fill that's going to negate that. We might have $20-30 million, but if we need 10 or 15 players, then nobody's going to be able to come in and ask for 10 million or whatever that high number is.
Jared Hayne, last year he did all right, but he was a rookie. He dropped the ball a couple times, but I think this year is his year. He's going to come up this year.
Are you listening?
Niners!
Damn.
Let me ask you a question. How do you feel about Grant Cohn? Yeah, Grant Cohn, the online columnist that works out of Santa Rosa. He works for the Press Democrat. Also, a featured columnist for Bleacher Report, which pretty much all of us have seen him there. He's been doing that since 2011. And you know what I don't remember? In the beginning, I do not remember 2011, 2012. That was the beginning of the Harbaugh era. I do not remember Grant being such an asshole. It's amazing how he's changed. For the last 2 years, since the 49ers been losing, you can go to Grant and get just livid seconds after reading his articles. But essentially, that's what they get paid to do. If they're not pissing you off, I guess they're not doing their job. Grant, you know what? Recently, though, and I've hit him up on Twitter on numerous occasions. I went back and forth with him a lot last season. He'll answer you back, too. You can argue with Grant. But what I did notice on a recent article, I was kind of shocked. Grant actually made some sense. Grant, if you catch this, all right, you got my attention on that. He's right. What we don't want to become is the Oakland Raiders of the past. And why do I make that comparison? The Raiders were losing year after year, and every free agent looked so fat and attractive, right? Any guy that came along that could give you a chance to come out, we're 5-11, right? Any guy that can bring you out of that funk, you'll listen, right? Guys like Muhammad Wilkerson, you got Josh Norman, you got all kinds of guys that could make an immediate difference. Now, most of those guys get to get franchise tagged, I'm pretty sure. But these guys can come, and it's a desperate situation. They can ask for huge, huge money. And of course, will Trent pay it? Now, Trent and Jed aren't the kind of guys going to spend a lot of money. But what you don't want to do is get any toxic contracts. Those huge albatross contracts, they have to be stayed away from. You need to be able to get a superstar to go for a 2-year contract based on incentives and all that kind of other stuff. Give him a large dollar base salary, but you give him incentives and bonuses and things like that to make him play hard. You get a guy in here, you start giving him like the $10-15 million shots, and now you've got a guy that could be a Malik Jackson. He just won the Super Bowl. Why should he bust ass for the 49ers, right? This, Grant, makes a lot of sense. You got to stay away from some of those guys. Get the guys that are going to come in and work hard for a lesser contract that are good ball players. He made sense. I got to go along with that. The Oakland Raider comparison kind of scared me to death also. About wide receivers, I've been noticing everybody's talking about Laquon Treadwell. We've got 10 wide receivers right now already on the 49ers. We got that many. We've already got 10 on the roster right now. If you're looking for a starter quality option, okay. You don't draft that guy though, because Laquon Treadwell, he may be no better than DeAndre Smelter. We haven't seen enough of Smelter yet. But you go out and you buy that first option. Just go ahead and get him. Don't draft him. And I got to tell you right now, just between you and me, you know what the first round draft pick's going to be? Sean. Yeah. I know, huh? Shaq Lawson. That's for another day, though. That's another whole other subject. I want to talk to you about the free agents, and of course, the wide receivers. Leave me some comments and tell me how you feel about this as well. I'm going to come to you right now, personally, face to face, and see what you think about these things right now. Fam, all the way down to Brisbane, Australia. I want you to meet Trevor. Trevor, how you doing, man?
Hi. Good, Ronbo.
Trevor's actually played, he's an NRL player. He's actually played American football as well. This man's got expertise in both sports. Trevor, what kind of beast plays NRL and American football, man?
Yeah, there's not. They're two completely different beasts. If you've had one, doesn't mean you can do the other. We've had a few NFL players come out and try and play league, and they've had the same struggles as vice versa.
Mm-hmm.
It's two different games, two different skill sets. Being good at one doesn't mean you're good at the other. So that's I guess that's why Jared Hayne and those guys are getting the hype they do, because they're breaking through barriers that are pretty hard to break through.
We'll get into that, but you know what? Here's the thing. I was reading something very disturbing from Grant Cohn yesterday. Grant is telling everybody what I didn't realize the other day. We were talking. I'm thinking, if a guy wants to be a 49er, then there's going to be no problem. So in fantasy world, I'm thinking, we're going to get free agents. They're going to come running around over. Cohn pointed out, you go to these expensive and superstar free agents, they know we're coming. They know we're coming. And they're going to say the 49ers, 5 and 11, they need me. I don't need them. The 49ers could be in danger of overpaying. How are they going to handle this? Are they going to pass on some of those superstars? Are they going to take them? What do you think is going to happen with that? Because it's killing me.
There's certainly some merit to the fact that when you go to someone with, a big bank balance, the doors are open. Cohn doesn't seem to like a lot of the things the Niners are doing. I read an article about him criticising Chip Kelly and his assistants being a bit of a sort of bunch of no-hopers. So, yes, look, the agents are always going to know how much money a team has to spend on a certain player in a certain position. They're always going to know, and they're always going to overbid to try and get their client as much as possible. That's not going to change. Yes, the 49ers have a large bracket for both free agency and for picking up high draft, but I think we have so many positions that we need to fill that's going to negate that. We might have $20-30 million, but if we need 10 or 15 players, then nobody's going to be able to come in and ask for 10 million or whatever that high number is.
That could take us right out of the market for a few players, but that's why teams like the New England Patriots and such, they everything is homegrown. They draft the guys in and they build them into New England Patriots. But you still need a few of those superstars that are already established. I'm just wondering if we're going to be able to do that. So yeah, that's my worry right now.
Well, I don't know why we can't. We've got, UCLA, USC, Oregon, Oregon State, Utah. We've got a fairly large bucket over on the West Coast to pick from in that way.
Yeah.
So I don't see that, New England or those sort of teams have any better opportunity to develop talent than we do.
I agree with that.
Maybe it's the way they do it.
Same with the Packers. Well, you know what? It should be that way for the 49ers, and every winning franchise does it the same way. Bruce Miller, is he going to be with us next year? Because Bruce Miller has no longer got a function on this team. His position has become null and void. What would you do with him?
Look, I'm still a big fan of the fullback, of the dedicated fullback. I think, when you've got someone that has that size, speed, and agility that is technically too big to be a running back, but when you're goal to go on the 2-yard line, you want that sort of player there. He's the only one, at least as far as the 49ers have listed in their depth chart, he's the only fullback we have. So does that mean that we're cutting him loose to go and find another one? Whether or not he's being deemed good enough at that position, well, that's a different argument. But I think having a dedicated fullback is worthwhile.
And their blocking, it cannot be overstated or understated. So yeah, I agree.
Yeah, look, that I formation that doesn't get used a lot anymore, especially if you're struggling, is for me an ideal formation to go to. You split that fullback and running back to be blockers for your quarterback, and as I think we discussed a few weeks ago, giving that quarterback that pocket, that protection, so that he can go through the options, make the decisions, run if he needs to. I think that's the main thing we struggled with was time this year. So the quarterback had the confidence.
Yeah, absolutely right. On each and every down. Jared Hayne, what do you expect from this? Is his sophomore year. He's learned a lot. And expectations, what do you see coming out of this?
I think other teams know that he's there now.
Yeah,
so
true.
If there was any complacency with him being, back there returning punts and they're thinking, this rugby guy would take him easy, especially in the preseason games. Maybe that was why he made some yards. I don't think so. I genuinely think he's got the talent to to do it. I think as long as they put the ball in his hand, I think it's still going to be Hyde, Harris, and Hayne. That would be my running back. I don't expect Hayne to be taking 20 touches a game or anything like that. But I think if he can go that 5-10 touches a game, mix it up between some short yardage as well as some pitch passes and the occasional route, because the guy can catch the ball. So I think that's an untapped ability that I think a lot of 49ers fans were kind of screaming out for last year, was like, let him run the ball, throw it to him, because he can catch the ball. And then once he gets the ball, who knows?
Oh, and you're so right. That's why I can't wait to preseason, see the polished Hayne, and in exactly those scenarios that you're talking about. And you know what I really got to kick up? Somebody sent me a little message saying if the 49ers are smart, they figure out how to allocate a little bit of those skills from the NRL with him and Bruce Ellington. And that, more about that, because, man, I'm telling you right now, when we get together and line up how to use Hayne, that's going to be a whole show right there in itself. I got to give you the 3, 2, 1, Trevor. Shout me out, man. 3, 2, 1.
Niners!
I could feel that emotion. Niners. You know what I'm gonna do before the season starts? I'm gonna learn the 49er anthem completely. I know what you said. Please don't. Let me introduce you to Eric. Eric, otherwise known as Big Boy. Eric, how you doing, man? Eric's down in SoCal. What's up, bruh?
What's up, man? How you doing, Ron?
It's all right, man. Getting forward to this season. Got so many questions and things to talk about, man. First thing I want to know is this. We got an army. You know, I've counted it. We got 10 receivers. 10 wide receivers, which is why I'm blowing up the whole thing about, come on, man, everybody's talking about bring me a receiver. I don't know about all that. Do we really need another receiver? And if so, who are you going to keep? If you only had to keep 5 guys out of all those receivers, who's on your mind you've been checking out?
Man, I've been looking at Bruce Ellington, Quentin Patton, Eric Rogers, of course, Torrey Smith. But the 5th one, man, I don't know. Like, maybe it would have to be someone from like the draft. Like,
okay, so you're still talking draft. Treadwell, is that your guy, or Corey Coleman?
Coleman.
We agree on that. Remember, we got DeAndre Smelter, the man with the 11-inch hands. Because, see, only thing we could possibly be looking for is a first option. That's the thing. We got lots of receivers, but a first option receiver. That's the one. So still, you see, because I'm saying everybody's talking about let's go to the draft and pick up an all-star premier receiver. I'm thinking, man, it takes an all-star premier receiver like 2 years to develop. All right, that's all right.
Yeah.
Continuing with the rookies from last year. Who impressed you? Who impressed you so much last year that you think this year it could be breakout time?
You know what, man? I think that Jared Hayne. I mean, last year he did all right, but you know he was a rookie. You know, he dropped the ball a couple times, but I think this year is his year. He's gonna come up this year.
I like that, because the man is full of surprises in the Chip Kelly offense. The man can be like a secret weapon. Kind of like that idea. All right, I go along with that. All right. Now, we also this year, should I say, we are now known as the 2nd worst team in football. You see, even now the critics on the power, they always do these things a few weeks after the season's over. They start doing the power rankings. They put the Cleveland Browns, of course, down at the bottom, and we're right next to them. Eric, did we look worse than the Baltimore Ravens? I mean, the Dallas Cowboys, I understand that they're going to get their people back. San Diego? Did San Diego suck or what? How in the world are we ranking behind everybody? How do you see? What is it? How did they come up with that?
I don't know, man. A whole bunch of critics are just like doubting us. You know, like, come on, we're the Niners. You know, call me crazy, but I think we have a chance to at least make it to the playoffs. You know, I mean, we might not have a good defense, but I mean, we have a pretty stable offense.
Got a feeling we're going to have a stable defense by that time anyway. So, yeah, it's all good. So for the critics that are talking about we're going to come in last place, none of us in the Empire are buying it. Got just as much chance as anybody else. Besides, we got Chip Kelly running the offense. Eric, you, other than football, you got some other loves in your life, man. What else are you promoting, man? What else are you like the master of?
I'm the master of making beats, I have a studio at my house, I try to promote myself, a little something going on.
Are we talking hip hop? We talk about dance, trance? What are we talking about here?
We're talking like hip hop, rap, but not just that. Like I like to throw a lot more variety into it, like a little bit of reggae, a little bit of everything. I'm trying to bring back old stuff.
So you're innovating a whole new style almost. I like
Pretty
that,
much.
Bro. Tell you what we do. He's Big Boy Pappy. That's Big Boy Pappy, and we'll hear a bit more from him. You can catch him on IG, and you gotta give the shout out, man. Give you the 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1.
Niners!
Look at him. See, he's got an ear for music. You can tell this dude knows what he's doing. Thank you, Trevor. Thank you, Eric. Bam! You guys are awesome, man. I'll see you guys online. Seen something the other day. I just gotta repeat it. You may have already seen it, but I just gotta say it again. Which new hire will lead his team to the playoffs first? I know you seen it, right? 3% of the vote. Hugh Jackson only got 45 votes. Ben McAdoo, Giants, 219 votes. Doug Peterson, the Eagles, 62 votes. Mike Malarkey, Titans, 11 votes. Adam Gase, the Dolphins, 139 votes. Doug Carter, Bucks, 76 votes. Chip Kelly, guess what Chip did? Chip got 59% of the vote. 810 votes. Yeah! Going to the playoffs. We're going to the playoffs. It's gonna be this year too. Don't let anybody tell you different. I hope you'll have time to join me this Sunday for 49ers Weekly Meeting. The Niner Empire, to be specific, the Niner Empire Weekly Meeting. And we will have instruction for you. Saturday afternoon, right around Saturday afternoon, go to Facebook, Ronbo Sports, the fan page. I'll post all the instructions that you'll need, all the info that you'll need to join in on the fun. Also about an hour before, at least an hour before, you'll see instructions on both Instagram and Twitter. Oh, I guess I gotta go. Please remember to subscribe and like if you do and share. I'll see you on Sunday.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
You'll never have the sacred stone.
Oh, this you crazy mother.